Okay, everybody, welcome back to this game playing as Greece. We're, of course, talking to Germany, and this is a period of peace for Greece. We control now the Eastern Mediterranean, and I think here I'm about to go found the shrine or establish the shrine for Christianity. So yeah, things are going well. Control the Holy Land, establishing a shrine there, building up my army. I can now build macemen or train macemen. So, that's obviously a significant military advantage. And I'm now working on building up Egypt, but what happens? I get declared war on by a huge number of people. So that peace did not last long. And I still do get frustrated with how fleeting peace so often is in this game. It feels like everyone around you just wants to always cause you issues. But nonetheless, I'm still going to spread my religion, which is, I would like to say, a religion of peace. And yeah, I'm just kind of, again, trying to work out how to counter all of these opponents I now have. Now, unfortunately, a few of them are quite far away. The Khmer aren't too much of a threat. The Vikings really aren't too much of a threat, but the Russians most definitely are. They're right on my border. So they're the main people I'm working to counter. And fortunately, this force there is not too difficult to deal with. But I really need to show the Russians who's boss. But that's made it difficult when, of course, Carthage declares war on me. And again, they could have presented a threat to me. It's kind of annoying that everyone declares war on you. And it's also kind of annoying that they don't actually often present that much of a threat, because it sort of just makes it harder to take the AI seriously. Like, Carthage declaring war on me, I should be fighting this massive multi-front war. But to be honest, I'm actually not that worried about Carthage. And at this point, Arabia declares war on me too. So I said that I should have defeated them when I had the chance. And to be honest, this would have been a good time to defeat them, I think. Just kind of quickly wipe them up in Yemen, which is where they're now based. Because, they do end up being a thorn in my side. And I'm just trying to kind of avoid them while also working on building up Egypt. Because I don't want to let my kind of economy suffer just because I'm fighting a war. So you can see me now kind of dealing with the Carthaginians. I'm now able to employ or use crossbowmen. So that's a considerable advantage. And of course, I'm working on my siege engines to actually start taking some cities rather than just being defensive. And of course, what am I doing there? I am getting ready to take this city of Russia. And I'm kind of, I like to think I'm nice and defended there by the river. And you can see me kind of looking at my different stats of my city. You can check that out. And I'm kind of working out where I want to place that great scientist. And of course, yes, I'm now in Ukraine is where I am, and I am attempting to cause issues for Russia, and I eventually do just send my troops in. And of course, having macemen is a considerable advantage. Of course, now that other civilizations have crossbowmen, it's not so great, but sending them in, and of course, you will, no surprise, it's just catapult defending, and I actually do decide to rename it historically accurately to that is the name of an ancient Greek city that was located roughly in this area. And I, of course, make peace with Russia. They were really the biggest threat to me. So again, in effect, that's kind of the major war done. I'm trying to work out who else to make peace with, and I'm able to get a very minor profit from making peace with the Khmer, and I'm able to make a bigger profit from making peace with the Carthaginians. Again, should I have turned around and actually tried to conquer the Carthaginians? Maybe. Maybe I was a bit cautious here. One of the things I was enjoying, having a strong economy, building things up, not really worrying about war. I think the issue is with this game, you have to worry about war, and you have to pursue war yourself, because if you're not basically an aggressor, people will just aggress against you, which kind of annoys me, and I think it's sort of unrealistic in terms of like how international agents or international actors really behave. But eventually, I am able to make peace with the Vikings and get a healthy profit out of it. And now you can see me, I can finally build trebuchets, which are, of course, significantly better than catapults in terms of sieging opponents. And then, so Russia says, hey, give us this tribute. And I'm like, hey, I'm not going to give you a tribute. I just beat you in war. Are you crazy? I don't give them that tribute. And it would have been a massive tribute to give them, to be fair. But I'm kind of thinking right now, I think, of invading Persia, which, of course, it makes sense. I'm trying to emulate Alexander the Great. But what happens? Russia declares war on me again. It's so ridiculous and so annoying. Unfortunately, also I faced a rebellion which weakened my garrison there. So That really caused me issues. Russia's actions here, even though I do a decent job holding my own, but now I'm like, oh god, I was just about to go and like do something, destroy somebody, do some kind of damage, but now Julius Caesar's declared war on me. France has declared war on me. Again, I'm completely like the Balkans are seriously threatened at this point. Fortunately, I do have these crossbowmen, so I'm able to actually kind of challenge them and deal with them a bit better than I otherwise might have. And of course, yeah, you can now see the armies really coming in and really making me a little bit concerned, even as I'm kind of bringing my army back to be like, okay, let's try and knock out some of these opponents. And yes, they're all just kind of coming in. And yeah, obviously what I don't want to do is leave any of my kind of attacking force too exposed. So I head to that hill, nice defensive position, to challenge Rome here. And I'm kind of thinking, well, I'm probably going to have to slap Rome down a bit, but I'm also aware that I can see the French hanging out and potentially causing me some issues, which is why I, of course, get that hill promotion so that I can defend on that hill. And yeah, I'm really just sending forward defensive troops to help myself out and defend my cities. Because you can see, the Russians are now there and they're potentially causing some issues for me. So I decide to, I think, send some more troops there just to make sure everything's okay. And now I'm starting to get into a position where I'm more comfortable thinking, okay, let's actually try to. So unfortunately, Rome has a lot of defenses in that city, which of course just slows things down. And time is a valuable resource here. If I was able to just go smash into Rome and then turn around really quick and smash Russia and all that stuff, it would have been good. But unfortunately, I have to get delayed here, just breaking down these defenses. And all that time, obviously, is time I could be spending just making sure that my opponents are properly defeated. And this is why you end up with people who have attacked you in the past not getting their comeuppance, not getting sufficiently dealt with. And yeah, it's because you just don't have time to deal with everyone. By the time you've like defeated just one city, you're like, oh, how many more cities do I have to take? And obviously, then you multiply that by how many civilizations you have to defeat. Things don't end up so great. Here you can see me taking out an actually quite substantial Roman army here. And again, it's nice because this is a city which is close enough to me that once I take it, I can justify actually taking control of it. And yeah, I basically use up a large number of my troops just to take out. And even then, like, it's such a large army that I don't even actually end up defeating it. And I'm kind of working out, well, can I move something around? Can I work out a way of attacking them? And in the end, I just decide to end the turn. And of course, now I get ready to attack, and I'm still able to defeat them eventually. I kind of like working out which troops I want to risk. Yeah, that hill defense is potentially quite useful to, it's quite a hilly terrain where I'm sort of operating, so that is quite useful. And yeah, you can see me dealing with this, heading in, and yeah, this is all siege weapons, so give my trebuchet a bit of practice. So here you can kind of see me trying to work out exactly what I'm going to do with my different crossbowmen, because of course I don't want to leave myself too exposed. I don't just want to get like immediately counterattacked when I take over this Roman city. So I'm thinking about my options, weighing them up, taking things quite seriously, I like to think. And yeah, moving that crossbowman forward to defend, and then that crossbowman forward to defend that city, which I rename to fit with the fact, like a traditional Greek name for a city. And now I'm thinking, who can I make peace with? And, because obviously I've got too many opponents, and the answer is, at that moment, nobody. So, but I am going to send a Confucian ministry in there to spread my religion, make sure I can still establish my culture there. You can see this, I believe it's the French try to counterattack me, and I'm able to, again, hold my own, not completely flop, but I believe I do actually end up being defeated by possibly, yes, a chariot of all things, but that chariot is now incredibly exposed to me, so I am able to, at that point, just go in there and actually do some serious damage to the French. And again, I decide to push my city defense crossbowmen forward because, of course, it's a city. I want to be able to defend it. And at this point, nope, France still not making peace with me. But Rome is. Rome now recognizes they're not going to be able to get anything out of this war. Probably shouldn't have declared it in the first place, but now you can see me defending against the French, who are trying a counterattack, and again, they could have done some damage there, but they didn't really follow through. Again, I would have just counterattacked anyway, but it would have at least delayed me. But to be fair, at this point, like, you've got to bear in mind, France is only helping Russia here. Like, France has no advantage to gain here, really. Like, are they really going to be able to hold the Balkans? No, probably not. So all they're doing is delaying me taking out Russia. And of course, Russia still has that pretty large army there, which is bothering me very much. So yeah, you can see me, sending forward that crossbowman who doesn't have a city defense thing, but yeah, just trying to work out what I'm going to do. I, of course, send some more defensive troops there to deal with the Russians for when they invade. And now, of course, just in this kind of, I guess, Romania, Bulgaria kind of area, and now crossing that, what is that, the Danube? They are actually, like, kind of exposing themselves, but again, there's nothing I can really do. So I'm actually, like, I consider being like, hey, can we just declare peace? And no, they're not having it. And then they ask for Byzantium from me. Again, if they would have actually agreed to declare peace, they would have been kind of better off. I would have just taken my troops and just sent them to Persia. They wouldn't have lost anything. They would have, maintained their control over, again, I guess, Ukraine. But no, and instead I'm able to kind of actually take a stand here, and I still have a pretty large garrison here. So ultimately, while I'm frustrated, the real kind of loser here is Russia, who just, like I say, wastes a huge amount of time antagonizing me when they have, I mean, think about it, like, you're Russia, you have all this space to the east of you to defend, and instead you just decide to use all your resources on this pointless attack of this incredibly well-defended city. I mean, okay, I get to an extent, like, Russia's always going to want to take out Constantinople, but I just think, they need to calm down. I actually make peace with France. Again, like, I often, even when I'm in this kind of bad situation, most powers are willing to be like, hey, we'll make a peace deal that's favorable to you. Of course, Russia's still not offering me that, but, at the end of the day, they should learn. They should learn that things aren't going to be great for them. And of course, yes, pikeman beats horse archer. So now I'm able to send my troops forward to attack Russia and just clear the last of this area of the Balkans of Russian troops. And indeed, that was the Russian Balkan offensive defeated. So join us next time, where we will be counterattacking and trying to put Russia in their place once and for all. I'm looking forward to it, and maybe we will finally be able to actually do what Alexander the Great wanted us to do and invade and take over Persia. And all we need for that to happen is to be able to march our army across Asia Minor without another country declaring war on us. Let's see if that happens.